Okay guys, so today's look is focused mainly on the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is a new eyeshadow palette that has recently launched and I cannot stop using it. I really do love it. So what I wanted to do for today's video was show you guys my favorite look to do with it, which is a bronze smoky eye. So that's what we'll be doing today. I think smoky eyes look great on everyone, and the shades in here are amazing. They're so pigmented and very blendable. So to get started, I just filled in my eyebrows using the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil in number 4. It's just kind of like a rough draft there. I didn't fill them in perfectly. I just wanted them to be there. And now I am concealing and powdering my eyelids to prime them for the eyeshadows. So this palette is going for $49. There's 21 eyeshadows in here, both matte and shimmer. I'm going to pick up this one first, and that is called Weekender. I think this is a great transitional eyeshadow for the crease, so I'm running that from the inner corners to the outer corners. I'm using a pretty big fluffy brush to do this so that I can get it nice and evenly blended everywhere. So then we're going in with a bit of a warmer brown here. This is called Riff. It is also matte. I'm working this with a smaller blending brush, one that's just kind of like slightly pointed, so that I can focus it in the outer corner mostly, really getting into that crease, and with whatever is left on the brush, I'm very gently and lightly blending it upwards. I wanted this shade to be really intense, so I did layer it up 2 times, and you want to make sure to wing out these eyeshadows as well. Next, we're going in with a dark brown and an even more pointed brush here. This is basically like an eyeshadow brush with like a tiny little point to it. It's perfect for getting right into that outer V area. The shadow I'm using is called Punk. It is also matte. It also has a nice warmth to it, and I think it works great to really give the eyes some depth. Going back in with the first brush that I had used to blend everything together. Then I'm using a really tiny, very loosely packed brush here to apply just a little bit of that black eyeshadow, which I totally wish was matte, but it's not. It does have some slight shimmer to it. It's called Jet. I just wanted to work this in the outer V area to help darken up that brown. So now I'm using an eyeshadow brush. This is a flat shader brush here, and I'm packing onto the lids the eyeshadow called Double Life, which is our bronze eyeshadow. So I'm working this on basically from the middle of my lid to the inner corner and really packing this on in about like 2 layers. I also sprayed the brush with a little bit of Makeup Forever Mist and Fix so that it would be even more intense. And over top of that, I am layering the eyeshadow Smog. Oh, I don't know how to describe this. It's not gold. Okay, they're calling it a deep coppery bronze shimmer. So you want to put that on over top just to add some more dimension to this bronze look. Then using a very tiny angle brush, I am picking up again that black eyeshadow Jet and working this along that lash line. Then to highlight the brow, I'm using Breakaway, which is a matte warm ivory shimmer. I just placed that on the brow bone area, and I'm mixing now 2 different shades here. We are mixing Stranded and Blaze together for our inner corner highlight. So here I'm using a black liner. This is from the Kayleigh Pixie Beauty collection. I'm applying this really close to that lash line and also a little bit on the waterline too. And then I'm using the angled brush that we had used before to really smudge that out into the outer corner of our wing. Curling my lashes, applying a little bit of mascara, and the lashes that I'm using today are from Kiss. They're in the style Pompadour. These are really beautiful, voluminous, but also really long lashes. I've worn them out a few times, and every time I wear them I always get compliments, so I'm going to have to buy more. But they're really pretty for, especially I think, smoky eyes. It just helps to open the eyes so they're not so closed off from all the dark shades that we used. Benefit Porefessional Primer. I love that one. It's my go-to always, and I've been mixing these 2 foundations, Lancome Ultra Wear and this Guerlain foundation. I just really love the mixture of those 2 shades, but also the benefits from both foundations. It just gives such a full coverage, flawless, natural finish. And the Lancome one is oil-free, which is nice, so it won't break you out. I just use my Real Techniques blending sponge to really work this into the skin and press it in. Oh, I forgot to say the Girl On foundation is the Invisible foundation in Lingerie de Pou. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably just embarrassing myself over here. So I'm going to have everything in the description box for you guys that I'm using, as well as the shades too. For me, one little trick that I found with foundation is if it's not like really sinking into the skin, make sure that your blending sponge is like really, really wet, like not just damp. Like make sure that thing has some good amount of water in it. You guys could see how like big my blending sponge got from Real Techniques. If you have that one, you know how small it is when it's very dry. My foundation just always looks so much better and more natural when my blending sponge has a lot of water in there. I mean, I still squeeze it out, but I don't like try really hard to get all the water out of the sponge. So here I am mixing 2N and 3N, the Laura Mercier new concealers here. And I love these concealers. I think they're very lightweight, like it doesn't feel like anything's on, but they're not the fullest coverage. So that's why I kind of like to use two together and really layer that up. I also like to leave my concealer after I put it on, just like let it sit for a minute or so. Sometimes I feel like when you just immediately go in with the sponge after putting it on, the sponge will kind of soak up too much of it, and I'd rather it stay on my face. So I found that helps just to let it sink in first. So here I'm going in with my Jordana Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick. This is 02 Medium. I'm contouring my face with this, so bringing this under the cheekbones, also down the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, and the jawline to help bring some more shadows to my face, some more depth. I'm not bronzing with this. I'm just simply, adding more depth to my face where I want it. So just really kind of focusing on those outer corners. One thing I forgot is I have like a pimple. I don't know if you guys saw it in the intro. I definitely saw it when I was editing. And I was like, man, this guy he's so hard to cover. The best foundation / concealer that I have found to cover acne is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. Man, this thing really does cover anything, although my pimple was kind of like in a scab stage, so you could still see it kind of poking through. But that one actually does cover very well if you happen to have a pimple. So I'm blending this in with my Real Techniques sponge again, making sure I don't have any creases under my eyes, and setting with a mixture of Laura Mercier loose translucent setting powder and the Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. I learned this trick from James Charles. I watched one of his videos the other day on how he gets perfect skin, and I really loved the whole idea of him mixing those two powders together, because I do love them both, but using them together is seriously mind-blowing. You have to try it. I like the Peach Perfect one because it does such a good job of mattifying, and it's very close to my skin color, but I've always wished that the Peach Perfect one was just like a little brighter. So that's where the Laura Mercier comes in. That one definitely brightens. And I also bronzed my face with the Benefit Holo Bronzer. And now I'm going in with the Kat Von D mixture of the middle shade and then that darker taupe shade to help kind of contour a little bit more around my cheekbones. This beautiful OFRA blush, I'm popping that onto the apples of my cheeks and working it back. This one's sort of like a corally pink. I just felt like I needed more color to my face since I knew I was going to do a nude lip. MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter on the top of my cheekbones. I made sure to spray I made sure to spray my brush first so that way it's more intense. I also applied this to my Cupid's bow, the center of the bottom lip, and chin, and also the bridge of my nose. Now I'm just kind of brushing away that Laura Mercier Peach Perfect mixture on my nose there. For the lower lash line, I basically do the same thing that I did for the upper lash line, working through that first shade Weekender. And I'm bringing this down pretty low. It's very similar, like very close to my natural skin tone. So make sure you find a shadow that is close to your skin tone, so that way you can kind of drag it down a bit there. It makes your eyes appear wider. Urban Decay eye pencil. This is either in Roach or Smog. I'm not sure which one. I love both though. I just kind of switched up between the two. Good as Gone, which is a deep brown with a little bit of shimmer to it. And my camera decided to stop filming, but I didn't realize it. So I'm just going to kind of reenact here what I had did when I thought my camera was filming, but it wasn't. Buxom Plump Line Lip Liner in Stealth on just the outer corners of both bottom and top lip, then over top this beautiful nude gloss from Lip Fusion called Infatuation. Makeup Forever Brow Sculpting Palette. I mixed the two shades that like chocolatey brown with the dark brown together to help fill in the outer corners of my brows. I set them with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and then applied Superfan mascara, a whole lot of this mascara, to the top and bottom lashes. This is my favorite one, by the way. I think it's such a great mascara. Finally, I set everything with the Urban Decay All Nighter, another favorite of mine. I love this. I cannot leave the house with my makeup without setting it with this. It just truly helps to stay on longer and last pretty much the whole entire day. So that's it for this look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you try it out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Leave a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!